one morning I woke up and I had a pain right in this area here, and it ended up hitting my head. I had a terrible headache, and I just ran a program in pain because it was pain, and it actually came up head and jaw. And so I ran the programs, and instantly this just became very tender, and then my headache was gone.
I know if somebody comes in with a certain size tumor and then they tell me about the size after 3 months, how it decreases. So these are things that I've seen for years. Total biomodulation therapy, frequency medicine works.
Thank you, everybody, for showing up tonight. I'm super excited about tonight. I love these talks, by the way. For those that have never been on one of these talks, we do this every week. This is probably about the 4th one now that we've done, but they're getting better and better every week. Not to say the past ones weren't too bad, but every week we have a different topic, and each week we go over something that's kind of unique. And, we have, different conversations with different people from all over the world, but ultimately it's all about alternative ways to heal. Now, this may get censored, might get blocked off Facebook, I don't know, but it's always good to have an option and learn from those people that we trust and love. So we open up this forum every week, and I know tonight it's about frequencies. And I've known this lovely lady now for a couple of years, but I never quite understood why she had this passion for something. And we're in such a position sometimes that we don't ask what people do. Especially if you're in like a direct selling world, we're always I don't want to, kind of feel squeamy to ask people what they do because you feel like you're selling. But sometimes it's a matter of sharing, especially if it's something that works for them. So I'm asking people to get better at sharing and caring about what works for them. So tonight we're going to be learning about frequencies and the harmony of frequencies and how it can balance you in many different ways, and other than just listening to music and calming you down in the bathtub. I don't know about you, but I always take my phone, put it on the ledge, and put on like 432 HD on so I can calm down. And it's my only moment all week where I get to be on my own and listen to something other than somebody talking on Facebook. So, but I didn't really know too much about the power of frequencies. I did know that Dr. Roni uses frequencies in her clinic, and we talk about that a lot, but there's so much more. And Denise tonight's going to have the platform to discuss this with everybody. Okay, so I just mentioned I've known her for a couple of years. We've met each other through Facebook, because power of social media. I introduced her to Dr. Roni. She did the detox with me, and and a few other people that are on this call tonight. And then recently we had some discussions about frequencies, and I'm excited to actually try a frequency device that she uses and promotes myself. I just got it yesterday, and I'm really excited about, learning about it. And it'll probably be about a week from now, I'll share my testimonial, because it's kind of neat for me to experience a different way of healing. I know how to do detoxes. I know how to do cleanses. I know how to supplements make a difference in my life, and, I need to get out and move more, because that's something I can call Salma on, because, she's really great at that. I need to learn how to move more. And fortunately, I have Claudia in my life. But tonight is about Denise. And then we're going to then have our guest speaker, which is Dr. Roni. She comes in every week. She's our expert field in the medical industry to give us some feedback on how she uses frequencies at her retreat in Martha's Vineyard. For those that don't know, she does have a beautiful retreat. It's a place that saved my life. Being there for 5 weeks and getting to know Dr. Roni was the best thing I ever did for myself and my health. And she had some innovative treatments at her retreat. And one of them actually is a frequency device, which, maybe you'll mention more about that later. And then we're going to open up the forum to Claudia, Claudia is, if you don't know Claudia, like you must absolutely love Claudia. Again, another person that introduced me into something that I wasn't even aware of for a couple of years, but wow, you know, I'm so enamored by what she's introduced me to, but we've got to get better at sharing what we do and what we love. And so Claudia's, it will be replacing Gabriella. Gabriella Daughtry is actually in Malaysia this week. You know, so sad. But she's going to be here next week. And next week, just so you guys are aware, we're going to be featuring the beautiful and talented Ellen Boyer, who will be talking about spirituality. So really excited about that one. We have a lot of people interested in learning more about that. And if you guys don't know, she's actually writing a book all about the 7 dimensions of wellness. Who remembers us talking about the 7 dimensions of wellness? Okay. Well, Ellen ran with it and started writing a book, and she's going to talk to us next week about the one aspect of those dimensions, which is spirituality, starting next week. And we will be doing more of these every week. So thank you, everybody. I'm part of the Feel Good, Share Good. I'm just developing my website, so bear with me, but please follow us in our community, the Feel Good, Share Good community. I also have a page, so please, follow me if you can. That's how I get my feedback. That's how I get my kicks and glory for thanking you and showing up every day. So over to you, Denise. Tell me why everybody should be focusing on frequency today.
It's the new thing. It's the new thing. But I just wanted to just start off by saying, I just want to thank Gillian for inviting me to this platform of incredible ladies speaking on health and wellness. I love Gillian's passion for promoting women. She's a visionary that never stops thinking about how she can help others. She loves people and shows it in everything that she does. This platform is only the beginning of great things. I have enjoyed discussions with Claudia, and she's another one, brings a lot of passion and knowledge when it comes to health and wellness. And as you mentioned, I've had the pleasure of working with Dr. Roni on this 20-day detox program. It was during COVID, actually. And I did have a deep appreciation for her knowledge and expertise in regards to holistic health. And I still continue to do my juicing. It's just, I do it every day, either 1 or 2. I do the berries in the morning. That's like all the time, but I do love my juicing. And I think it's just part of my life. It's part of my routine. And I believe everyone should do it. It's just one of those staples. I think you've got to do it. So anyways, I just want to thank you, Dr. Roni, because my life has changed, and I do appreciate everything that I learned from you. So thank you. I just wanted to say that, self-care is really the new healthcare. And really the pandemic has caused a lot of people to start searching and looking for other things, because even myself, I fell through the cracks with my doctor and ended up having a lot of pressure in my eye. Like I had an issue with my eyes anyways, but then that caused some other areas. So people started to look around, like what else is there, So alternative care is on the rise. It's just one thing that will recharge us, just like the detox. It's a recharging. We have to look for tools to really better ourselves. And frequency is just, it's back, it's gaining momentum, and it's gaining respect from physicians, health practitioners, veterinarians, chiropractors, coach, therapists. And it's because people are getting incredible results. We're starting to get studies, papers are being published. And so it's exciting. Nikola Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think of terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. And even Elon Musk, he named his car Tesla. Like, you have to know, something is brewing. We know something is going on. 100 years ago, Nikola Tesla was studying frequency and energy. And today I just kind of wanted to there's so much in this, and Dr. Roni will know, there's so much in regards to frequency, and I had no clue the vast information of what frequency does. So I'm going to just take you on a little journey. So 1920, Raymond Reef claimed that impulses of electromagnetic frequencies can disable cancerous cells. His Reef machine and all his data was destroyed because something was working. The pharmaceutical industry is powerful. It's big money. Cancer has a treatment. When the drug works, they say they can't supply it anymore. Drug not available. We're overtaken by pharmaceutical, medical. We've been overtaken by pharmaceutical medicine back in the way not to teach homeopathy and herbal medicine in the medical schools, and that's just a fact. I was just told that there's a manual that doctors use, that when they diagnosed a patient, that they go to this little book called Merck's, and they go in it, and next to, let's say, fibromyalgia, it'll actually say which pharmaceutical drug to take. But I just purchased on Amazon, it's Merck's 1989 manual. It's 100th anniversary. And you will see that homeopathy practices and herbal medicines for diseases in the book. Isn't that remarkable? I mean, that's just 100 years ago.
Right.
So if we look at the latest publication today, you will see beside the disease, you'll see the condition, you'll see a pharmaceutical drug, because they've changed it. And there's a whole other story how that really happened. My sister was a doctor in internal medicine. She told me the universities do not teach any other alternatives. She was open-minded, but others were indignant about the subject. Like, I had a product that I thought was incredible way back, like 30 years ago. And, some of her friends had just, put their hand up to me. They weren't interested because it was an alternative. So, today, there is really a paradigm shift that is going on the planet these days in the field of medicine, switching from the idea that the body is biochemical. And in order to treat the body, we must give a chemical or a pharmaceutical. Our body is electric. And in order to make changes in the body, we want to treat it electrically. And I'm not saying, this is just another tool with everything else that we're doing. Look how far we've come. We're back stronger than ever. Technology growing rapidly. Even Elon Musk knows it. All matter, and here's a quote from Marcus Schmiekel, and he's the designer of this product that I'm involved with. All matter consists of energy vibrating all different frequencies. Therefore, technology is based on my belief that electromagnetic fields vibrating at a quantum analyzed frequencies can provide the body with the information and energy it needs to harmonize its own energetic self-organization and self-repair. These specific, did someone say amen? Someone else is talking. These specific frequencies can take the bioenergetic field of the body to a state of higher order, manifesting itself in holistic health, well-being, and vitality. Microcurrent is like the gas in the car, and the frequency is like the driver. The microcurrent gives the energy and the voltage to the body, and the frequencies direct that voltage into the specific area of the body where it needs to go in order to do its job. We're all like a flashlight, in that once the battery starts to drain, the light goes out. We have to either recharge that battery or recharge the flashlight or change the batteries to brighten up again. I love that analogy. Like I love things in pictures. Like that's how I understand things. Like even Gillian, this whole concept, what she's doing, I have to really think through on things. So I love analogies because the same thing happens in our bodies. Our cells are like mini batteries. Each cell are our mini batteries, and we have what's called the cell voltage potential, which is the cell voltage that cells carries. Gillian, I think we have that that little picture of it. And again, this is to kind of show you, I love this chart because when we're talking about it, it shows the stages of potential illnesses starting at inflammation. This is probably the most important thing I'm going to say today is if you look at this and you can see the cell membrane potential should be somewhere between minus 70 milliwatts and minus 90 milliwatts. When we are in that range, we have a young, healthy, functioning cells. As we're exposed to processed foods, the environment, the toxins around us, that cell potential starts to drop. Then inflammation conditions develop into chronic disease, and as it drops lower to about minus 20 millivolts, cancer and tumors start to form in the body and even further drop. I never think electrical when a cardiologist takes an EKG to give you a reading of a graph. You need an electrical current in you to get an EKG. An EEG measures the brain. This is proof that the body is electrical. We need to continually put voltage into our system to raise the cell membrane potential to create new cells. That's why cancer patients need to recharge their batteries, their cells on a daily basis in everything else that they're doing. The reason why this device works with microcurrent, it can direct where in the body it should go. Once the device does an analysis, it goes to a medical iCloud and sends frequency programs that are needed to support that person. It goes to the root of the problem. The application speaks to the iCloud, then selects programs, and we have programs over like 144,000 programs. And it is an artificial intelligence. It's individual. And there are some frequency programs out there that it's almost like a cookbook. You have to be trained. They're very detailed, incredible devices, but you're constantly doing dials, and it's like a cookbook, a recipe for how to do the right programs for the person. Whereas this, they've designed it so that anybody can use the device. It's simplicity because you can just run a program on the person. Microcurrent will amplify your life while using other beneficial products. It's like booster cables to amplify your health, wellness, anti-aging, meridians, mental health, chronic pain, sleep, beauty, learning, self-confidence, chakras, animals, even buildings, and the list goes on and on. I wanted to just share my experience. Gillian, you can take that chart down, I think now. Thank you. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to give you some examples. This one morning I woke up and I had a pain right in this area here, and it ended up hitting my head. I had a terrible headache, and I just ran a program in pain because it was pain. And it actually came up head and jaw. And so I ran the programs, and instantly this just became very tender. And then my headache was gone. And then I thought, you know what? I'm going to start to use teeth. They have a program for teeth because teeth, there's a lot of our body parts are connected to teeth. And they even say that cancer, like if you have a root canal, that can relate to breast cancer. So the teeth is something that we should always be caring. I think that was one of the calls we were on. Someone was talking about teeth, and teeth is a big deal. Like we have to really take care of our teeth. Anyways, another time I felt chilled, cold. I was sneezing, I was blowing my nose, and I just ran a bioenergetic support program, a program that protects you from viruses and even COVID. Like I've not had COVID. I have had no allergies, running different programs. That's one of my testimonies. I had sinusitis and a lot of allergies, and there's programs for allergies. And I've had no allergies at all since I've had running these programs. And that's remarkable because I was using, think I was addicted to Advil, cold and sinus. It was probably the worst thing for me to take, but it really, was helping. But now I don't take any drugs at all. So that's a huge benefit. One of the other programs that I love, it's a digital nutrition mixture. And so one of the things when I ran it, they have these funny titles, but one was skin, and then the category was body, and then the substance, all the vitamins that they have, this is all with vitamins. It was coenzyme, Q10, selenium, silicone dioxide, vitamin A, B2, B3, B5, B6, B7, B10, vitamin D, potassium, sulfur, zinc, copper, cystine, cobalt, silicone, vitamin, and then B9. So that's the other thing that I love is, I just take vitamin D, but here it was sharing that I was really needing, a voltage of booster cables of these vitamins that I would never go out to buy. I wouldn't even know where to buy them. So, and the other, the one that's one of my favorite is a bioenergetic vitalization program. And it's the ultimate anti-aging program, stem cells in the body. So microcurrents allows you to turn old damaged cells back to new, fresh, young cells when you apply these stem cells. And so they have a whole program from, it's called Generation 1, 2, and 3, and then bone, tissue, stability, holistic, nerve, pineal gland, youth, epigenic, and the cell harmony. And that's just, I'm just sharing just like 3 different ones that I absolutely love. And we haven't really touched the surface in speaking about, the microcurrents and what can do. But I just felt today, this is just a good start of just kind of giving you the history and, some other information about ourselves, and that we need to just be charging up ourselves to be that light. Anyways, that's my story. And thank you for your time.
Thank you for Denise. I just have to say, because I forgot to do the disclaimer at the beginning of this call, just so you guys know, we have to always put the disclaimer out. We are not here to give you medical advice or advise you to do any specific treatment. You have to go to your family doctor for any specific advice regarding medical prognosis and diagnosis and treatment. So make sure you do that. I just want to make clear about that. This here is for educational purposes only. Okay. Right. Thank you. I forgot to mention that at the beginning. I know we do have a doctor in the house, though. Yes. Now, Dr. Roni can talk about these things because she is a doctor. So
I just love you, Denise. That was just amazing.
Oh,
so listen, it's as much information as you have given. We are now in the stage in times where that it's time to talk about this, right? I've been knowing about this for 30 years, but I couldn't talk about it 30 years ago. I am a naturopath, a holistic doctor by PhD. Also, I am a registered nurse. So I go way back in that allopathic world where if you even mention the word magnetic electro energy, you're in some serious trouble, right? Yeah. So I know all about Dr. Rife. I know all about all of these guys from way back that started developing all of this. And I was just laughing when you're talking about Telsa, right? It is one of the most innovative treatments that the body can do, and people don't know about it. People have to know about it. We are magnetic electro people. We live in a magnetic electro universe. We have a third eye. I'm going to tell you some funny stories. I have a friend, right? So we have a third eye. What is that all about? The pineal gland. Some people are allowed to talk to the trees. You know, sometimes we can think those people are crazy, right? They just vibrate at a higher level of frequency. Some people can talk to the animals and the animals can talk back. That's a higher level of frequencies. We know, and scientists know, that radiation kills cancer, but they also know that frequency kills cancer. And we're getting there, right? I live in a world now where this is so amazing. It's so innovative to be able to talk like this to you guys. We now know that frequency comes in strengths. We call them pulses, right? It can start anywhere from 1.5 to thousands of hertz. We call hertz as an energy. So I have 5 devices at my retreat. I'm telling you, 5. I can start naming them. I have them all. I have the Healy, I have the Beamer, I have the Firefly. I have these photo biomodulation devices. That's how much I believe in frequency. And I can tell you some stories about many, many people that have said their cancer's gone because of these photo biomodulation devices. And you know, we got to be careful what we say, but even today in 2023, scientists, while we're on this platform right now, we've got scientists out there dwelling into the field of hertz medicine, frequency medicine, lasers and sound medicine, right? So we know the testimonials that we hear and read about are very true, because I have so many testimonials about frequency medicine. And it's just very, very exciting. I mean, I'll jump on my Beamer in a minute in the mornings, right? Supposed to do it twice a day. I have a photo biomodulation. I have a Healy. I teach my clients that come to the retreat, because you have to remember, when you come to the retreat is very different than going to a doctor. You cannot go to a doctor and somebody's going to sit down and talk to you about this. It's not happening. Not in 2023, probably not in 2026 or 27. We've got some ways to go. But one day we're going to have allopathic being married to naturopathic in the same office, and they can have this kind of conversation that we're having on this platform tonight, right? So I commend you for talking about this, and I want everyone to know that it is one of the most innovative things that you can do. There's no pain, there's no side effects. It's just really frequent. And by the way, I wanted to mention this. Not only do I have those type of devices, but at night, I will play hertz meditative sound music to go to sleep. I know this, I have some favorite ones I can share with you guys later. Well, I'll just put it on. And guys, I'll just fall asleep in 5 minutes. That's the power of frequency. I know what frequency can do. I know if somebody comes in with a certain size tumor and then they tell me about the size after 3 months, how it decreases. These are things that I've seen for years. So it's not going to ever go away. Guys, it's growing faster than we can say. Photo biomodulation therapy, frequency medicine works.
Yeah. Amen.
Okay. What do you think about that, Denise?
That's amazing. Love it.
All right.
Come down and see you.
I would love to.
And well, do you know what? The beauty of this is that we're building a network of women that are all wanting to get healthy. And each person has a different value, different skill set, and each one kind of falls into a different bucket that focuses on the 7 dimensions of wellness, which I know Ellen will talk about that next week. So the thing is, though, we all have to open up. And I remember going to your retreat, Dr. Roni, and playing on your right machine. You know, I sat there and I'm looking at it. I had to be the tech person. I have to go in and like really analyze it and play with it. And I think I had more fun with that. And then that got me thinking about Tesla. And I actually live just near Niagara Falls, which is in Nikola Tesla's Avenue. So I'm all about that. So I'm open to receive anything that's going to help me feel good. right? It's all about feel good. When you feel good, you share good. Now, we do have a quick question from Ellen, and then we're going to get into talking to Claudia, because I'd love to hear some of Claudia's feedback, because I know she shared tonight. She has no clue about frequencies, but she wants to learn. So yes, Ellen.
Hey, I just wanted to give you one quick word of encouragement. I walked into my doctor's office today, who happens to be a pretty progressive doctor, not in the way that you are, Dr. Roni, but he's heading up several research projects. And in his office was a big sign that caught my eye about the exact thing you're talking about tonight.
Oh.
And my sister and I both go to the same doctor clinic. She had her time with him, who's heading up that research project. I went to another doctor, but she came out with the complete information about the treatment he is using, exactly as you've just described. And I just wanted to encourage you. It is happening in the medical field today.
Yeah, awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Ellen, for sharing that. So next up, we're going to ask for Claudia. Okay.
Hi, everybody. I'm excited to be here. And yes, the more I hear about it, the more questions I have. So I'm jotting down notes and I'm checking things out. And it's really something very interesting. So here's my little, and I'm going to ask some questions to both Denise and Dr. Roni. So what I understood, and I told them this before, or I guess the only experience I thought it was like more difficult, or like a more extreme topic. And I realized that my sister-in-law, who was here, Melodies, she had done, I think it was with her that I did it, and she had done a therapy that had made like a beautiful sound with the Indian cup. I don't know where it's from, and I think that was my first experience. But as I'm reading more, and I'm listening to you ladies talk, and this is where my first question comes. When I'm charging up those cells, both of you, Denise and Dr. Roni, have talked about devices. So, so Dr. Roni and Gabriela had also talked about devices. So I thought at the beginning it was something that had to do with a device that would I connect myself, to. And then I was confused if the frequency came actually from sounds, which that kind of got cleared up a little bit, or if it came from a machine. So what I want to understand is, why do I need sometimes machines? And then again, my sister-in-law was telling me that, and Dr. Roni said it, that people can sometimes just listen to it from plants or trees or animals. And so I want a little bit more clarification on how do I start learning more about getting that cell to be healthier through the frequency. I don't know who wants to answer first, if Dr. Roni or Denise, or Gillian.
We could both answer, because I would love to hear Denise, but I want to make it really simple for you, okay? So yes, we all have frequencies within us. Some people have a higher frequency than others, right? That's why sometimes we call it the third eye. But there are devices out there from small to large, and these frequencies can come from these devices. We call them, they produce vibrations in the cell, and those vibrations are measured by hertz. We call them hertz. Hertz is like the energy that it produces. It could be anywhere from 1.5 to hundreds of thousands, okay? Like sometimes they'll have a cancer cell vibration can be from 100,000 to 300,000 based on the device that you have. There's several devices out there that you can have in the home environment. When you talk to Denise, she's probably going to tell you about some of those wonderful devices, okay? And then there's some devices that are large that medical professionals have, naturopaths have, and these devices can range from hundreds of thousands, and those are the devices that come from Dr. Reif and other famous physicians that developed these devices many, many, many years ago. And then it went kind of out, and now they're coming back. And those devices are larger devices that cost way more money. So we're now talking about the field of photobiomodulation frequency medicine, right? So there's many devices out there. I've named just 4 or 5 of them that I have at my retreat. And there's many of them out there that I don't have. So I don't know if that answers your question or not.
Well, and just to add to that too, it's like the frequency too, we're talking a device, but also the other thing is, who are you surrounding yourself with? And then they have like grounding mats too. So you ground yourself, right? So there's, we're just touching. We could talk about this forever. Like there's so much, but really for music, that's like powerful, going to nature, but then there's also, who are you surrounding yourself will affect your frequency.
That's right. Yeah.
Yes.
It's a huge innovative medicine.
It's huge.
Yes.
Like I'm wearing the one now. And so what they're trying, what Dr. Roni is saying, there's so many devices out there and they're really expensive and they're really, you have to take these courses, how to run them and everything. But this guy wanted to have everyone, the simplicity. I put your information into the iCloud, get all the information that I can, and it will actually analyze, and then you just run the program. Mm-hmm. So that's just another, but there's so much. That's why I think today is great, just kind of a general of talking about frequency and how it will affect you in every area of your life, because we are electric.
And I love that, because we do hear that we're all electricity. Everything is, at every moment, it's just cells and cells connecting. And so the next question I have, because I was reading that you can also increase your frequency through food, or actually the part I was reading on is you can increase it through drinks. And so I want Dr. Roni to tell me a little bit more about this, because I'm reading that it says that tea can increase my frequency. And again, it just says that green tea, because of the antioxidants, and chamomile, passion flowers. So Dr. Roni, can I increase my frequency through drinks?
We can go overboard and make this very complicated, but yeah, food does have frequencies. Basically, drinks do have frequency. And that's why I always tell people, the more live food you eat and drink, the higher your frequency, the higher. It's like energy, right? And so we always talk about the energy in the cell. And today we're talking about the vibration or the hertz in the cell. So when you're talking about food, that's a whole nother different level, but they do measure some foods by frequency, which we can call that energy. There's higher levels of energy in certain foods. That's a whole nother subject.
I know. I'm going to close with this one. Oh,
can I just add to that? Like water is a big deal. Water is a really big deal. A lot of people are dehydrated.
Yes.
And frequency works better with there's water. Right? So that's a big, big thing.
And they even have a device for water, right? I think I have one of those too. You just put the vibration in the water and it makes the frequency of the water higher.
Yeah. So and then they also with the juices, with the 21-day detox, you can just put the device beside it. So now you're getting like booster cable, like you're getting like,
right.
Double whammo.
Just open the whole frequency retreat. And new frequencies.
I love this topic, because I was telling the ladies that it's always so good to learn about something that you have no idea about. So it's really interesting. So thank you, Denise. I think I had one more, but I think it's too deep, and it was the frequency age. My sister-in-law introduced it to me, and I found that the 963 hertz, which is the God frequency. And I'm a very spiritual person like Helen, and I thought, let's not go too deep, but and I'll read more on it, but the frequency to have a higher communication with God. What is that about? Like, I'd love to hear just a little bit about your intake of
Well,
this.
when you do certain frequencies of music, like the one I was doing at night, and I do that a lot, it's a frequency that gets you closer to hearing the God spirit. Just like we talked about the trees and the birds and the third eye. Yeah, there's a lot of music out there that gets you closer to the frequency of God. I mean, this is all in the Bible too, by the way. Frequency.
Yeah, it's true. It's just we're using a different word, And the other thing too is, spiritually, like we say, oh, we're going to press into the Spirit of God. And frequency talk, they talk about intentions, focusing on pressing in. And those are the things that'll actually, like, your faith to, it's like frequency works. Like, let's say you're wanting a breakthrough in, I don't know, let's say fibromyalgia. And so you're praying, but you're not saying, heal me of fibromyalgia. You're saying my body is strong. That's the intention. That's the faith. That's the part of frequency, faith.
Right.
I mean, like, sometimes people get scared when we talk about frequency because they go, ooh, that's not right. And I've had people on Facebook just say, you're backslidden, right? And saying,
right.
Well, it's not being educating and not coming to our girl talks so we can educate ourselves. I do have one more. This one is the last one, and it's I know that each human has a frequency. So in relationships, can frequencies repel, like for pheromones? Like, can a frequency attract? I think they can, but can they also, like, can you have a frequency with as a woman with a man that you're like, oh, there's something off, and it's actually the frequency, and can you align it?
I can tell you. That's one
loaded question.
I have a book of over 900, almost 1,000 different frequencies to different, not only to different illnesses, but to different situations. So frequency medicine is huge, and there's frequencies for everything, just about. It's a very complicated science. And, like Denise was saying, you gotta be certified. You gotta know what you're doing. You just can't go around and putting frequency on someone without knowing what you're doing. But the whole point of this conversation is to enlighten us to know that there is a frequency medicine out there, and we are starting to use it for a lot of different chronic illnesses, including cancer. Scientists, while we're on this platform right now, scientists are dwelling into the new innovative therapy of frequency.
Okay. All right, ladies. Just so you know, there are a couple questions inside the chat box here. Okay. So I want to make sure that we answer any questions that we have in the chat box before we close out, because we have about 10 minutes. But I do want to, again, I have to say this because we've said those words that are going to get me shut down, just so you guys, we don't want to do that. So we are not here to treat any illness. We're here to offer as an educational platform. Please go to your physician or the person that you typically go to for any counsel. We are here just for educational purposes only. I have put the disclaimer, again, the medical disclaimer inside of our Facebook community group. I just have to say that, but we will be doing more detailed discussions in certain groups. So, just so you know, if you want to know more information about frequencies, or you're looking, Marissa was asking, can they order devices through yourself, Denise, or even Dr. Roni, or when it's looking, depending on which device you're looking at, can they order devices for you specifically? Please go to the group that I posted in the group chat. But those that don't know, and you're just seeing this live, please message Denise Suzler. You can find her on Facebook, Denise, last name in SZ or Z, however you want to say it, ULER. For those that can't see it in the chat box, but just so you can message her directly, but we do have a private group that she's created. The name of the group is called Frequencies, Harmony and Balance Through Frequencies. So search harmony and balance through frequencies. And we'll make sure you get added into this private group. We're going to be an opportunity to have more discussions in that group. So, but yes, it was called Harmony and Balance in Frequencies. You can go and search that. It is a brand new group, and Denise will be happy to answer those specific questions you might have. Okay. All right. And on that note, were there any other questions? Yes, Salma, you had a lot of great comments in here. I know you asked about the name of the book. So Dr. Roni, if you can get the name of that book that you mentioned, that would be great. Not only for, I think you also mentioned the name of a book too, Denise. It'd be kind of neat to have those kind of references, and we can share those inside the Feel Good, Share Good group. If you put it underneath the recording, it'd be good to have that for those that might want to know the link to your private group. Denise will put that under the recording, but also the names of the books that were mentioned this evening. That would be great. I think that's what people were asking. And Marissa, like I said, you can get access to any devices that Denise was talking to inside that group as well, and we can answer more questions about things to do with frequency there. Also, just to highlight again, if you want to learn more information about Dr. Roni and Dr. Roni's businesses, she can be found in drronideluze.com. She does offer retreats. She does offer online detox. And by the way, there's one coming in January, a big one, another one coming in January. If those one are interested in cleaning out and aligning their frequencies, good time to do it. And we also are booking retreats the last weekend of every month as well. Okay. And Claudia, do you have anything that you want to quickly share about your business or anything at this point?
Yes. Well, we are part of the immune system company. And when I say we, it's actually Gillian, Dr. Roni, and myself. And I believe there's a couple more people here that I don't have completely confirmed. So immunity has been in the top of my list for 11 years, thanks to my sister Adriana, who introduced it to me, and I was not even paying attention because I had no idea what immune system was. I didn't know, and now it's in everybody's mouth. So for me, just being part of the immune system company, it just says it all. Because immunity is everything. If I can increase my immunity with frequencies, if I can increase my immunity by doing a 21-day detox at Dr. Roni's retreat or on one of her online retreats, if I can, get all the information or, the advice from Denise, I will do anything, because I had my child when I was, I'm 50 and my child's 11. So we talk a lot about longevity, which Dr. Roni is writing a book about that. And so if I can extend my life, but have a good, healthy life where things don't bother me, and I can play with my child as much as I can and see him grow and everything, that has no price. And so it's all about immunity. And it's all about getting all the information from the right people. So if you want more information on immunity and the immune system company, definitely just click on the link or ask Gillian, ask Dr. Roni, or ask me for a one-on-one chat so we can talk more about supplementation, because we're all about supplements and that's what we love. And so, 125 of them.
And thank you to everybody else that showed up tonight. It's so nice to see some familiar faces, and and seeing Diane coming in, and Carol and Lee and Bridget and Adriana and Monica and there's so many others that are showing up this evening. It's growing. So, but I just want to remind everybody about next week. Next week, we are going to be talking about spirituality, which we actually touched on a little bit tonight. And that is actually exciting, because if you know Ellen and you ever heard her speak, you're going to want to come to this show next week. So Real Talk Spirituality, it'll be the same Zoom that you logged in tonight, and it's going to be the same time. We try to have these every Monday night, with the exception of holiday Mondays. And next week is going to be about discover the profound significance of spiritual alignment on your overall health and well-being, and learn how to unlock true prosperity across the 7 dimensions of health. Get ready to nourish your soul and elevate your life. Okay, Denise, final word from you tonight. So how was tonight for you?
Tonight was great. I mean, I just feel like I'm on a learning curve with this, and would love to hear more, through Dr. Roni as well. I'm on a learning curve with this and using the product, and I just appreciate this platform. And thank you so much, Gillian. I really do appreciate you asking me.
Thank you, Denise, and remember to join her new Facebook group community, Harmony and Balance Through Frequencies. You can find the link. We'll post it in the group.
Great job, everybody. Denise, thank you. India here, Singapore, everything. So we're growing, Gillian. Thank you so much for hosting this. Thank you, Dr. Roni. Thank you, Denise.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, reach out if you have any suggestions for any upcoming calls too. Okay. Anyway, we'll just say good night. Okay.
Good night.
God bless.
Good night.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
everybody.